Hey guys, so once again with the official out of chapter 1002, we can now talk about some other stuff. I've watched some other people's videos, talked to some people about it, and thinking back to everything that just happened in the chapter, it's actually crazy. It's actually beautiful to see. Like, honestly, like, all the action panels, all the double spreads we've been getting is actually beautiful. And yeah, now I'm here to just talk about a couple of other things, stuff that, I actually probably forgot to talk about back in the reaction or just mention, and I was thinking about them, and also stuff that I've developed since then. I don't know, stuff that I've seen people talk about, which for me I felt was a bit obvious, but it seems like it's not as obvious, and there's contention about it. And yeah, just that kind of stuff. And then hopefully we can wrap up the video. But who knows? Sometimes I just get into my own zone and we spend time. But with that said, if you haven't already, please subscribe. If it's your first time, subscribe, like the video as always. If I will put spoilers down in the description. But yeah, we're talking about chapter 1002, so if that's not obvious enough, then I don't know what is. Anyway, let's get on to everything that happened in the chapter. Well, not everything, but some stuff. Number one, I will say, is Zoro. Actually, no, let's not start with Zoro. Let's start with Big Mom. Big Mom has changed her attitude. I feel like Zoro has made her change her attitude this chapter, because she was taking these kids as a joke. She's just like, nah, there's nothing. But I think that, okay, maybe not just Zoro, but I think like, some of these guys, everyone else, she's been seeing Kid, Luffy, Law's attacks, and I think she's now thinking that, okay, you know what, this is a bit serious. I mean, I know the fan translation last chapter was saying, you're playing with your food. I think the official said you're playing around or something, you're not taking this seriously. But now I think that, okay, she sees the need that, okay, we need to take this a bit more seriously, because clearly by what she said last chapter, she didn't think these guys were worth much. But now it's a bit more serious because of what Zoro did, and like just Zoro's whole slash, like that was just incredible. So basically, because of that, I think that, she's a bit more serious in what she's doing. Obviously, her attack, kind of proves that. As far as how and what was going on, that was just the lightning side. So obviously I don't think like Prometheus was part of that. Napoleon was not part of that. Like Prometheus is still like on Napoleon creating the flaming sword. That's where like they both are. Like this was just Zeus and Big Mom, right? And I think it's very interesting, because I assumed initially that the lightning was like, how would I say? It was Zeus, right? I assumed that the lightning was Zeus, kind of like, because Zeus kind of sometimes has a lightning form, if you will. I know he's a cloud, right? I know he's a cloud, but he kind of has a lightning form. Like we saw it when, Nami used Zeus to strike Big Mom. It's like Zeus became lightning and struck down on Big Mom in Whole Cake Island. So that's what I assumed was kind of going on here. But that's not the case. It's even crazier than that, if I'm correct. So there's one panel here where I think it's the one where she strikes Killer first. Yeah, as just after she strikes Killer, there's a kind of panel showing what exactly is going on. So you have Big Mom on top of Zeus under, the cloudy sky. And it seems like Big Mom is kind of connected through lightning to Zeus. Zeus is shooting out, and he's also connected to the clouds. So I'm assuming that Zeus is producing the lightning, right? Is Zeus. And Zeus is kind of using the clouds up there to help him produce the lightning. And he's also shooting lightning. Big Mom is connected to him because, as always, sometimes Big Mom likes to shoot the stuff herself. She doesn't like to rely on people. She thinks people are incompetent sometimes. So, yeah, that's what she's doing. But at the same time, I think because, like, Big Mom has these spare souls. Like, we saw, like, how many chapters ago was it now? Like, 20 or 30 chapters ago? What was happening? She was walking through Onigashima. And she was, like, turning all these little abandoned, old stuff into homies, right? And where she's getting these souls from, I'm assuming it's spare souls she has. And so she's turning these lightning bolts, like while she's connected to Zeus with creating lightning, she's like channeling like little souls into the lightning bolts so they can actually go and hit people. Like they're actually sentient a bit. So that's, I think, what's also going on when it hits Kid, because I think one of them Kid blocks, and then the other one's like, oh, it's gonna dodge and go from the other side. And Kid didn't expect it to be alive, so he's like, what? So that Big Mom just even going through that effort, I think she's taking this more seriously. And I don't know, I'm struggling to say how strong these attacks are based on pre-time skip, because I like to compare stuff pre-time skip. I don't know about you, right? Just to see how much they've grown. That's why I love that whole moment where Luffy himself compares everything to pre-time skip and how things were back then, saying that when he knocked that number, Goki was it? I think it was. Or maybe it might have been another one. I don't know. But when he knocked the number and he's just like, yo, before it would have taken like all of us just to beat you. Now I can one-shot you, bro. What are you saying? So I just like those comparisons. Saying that I don't know how strong these attacks are compared to Enel's attacks. Obviously, Enel's more like his whole devil fruit is lightning, so I'm assuming that they're stronger. I wouldn't say this is Elthor. But I do think that this is comparable to some of the stuff like people getting hit with from Enel pre-time skip. I think it's comparable to some of his weaker ones, but not exactly Elthor. But because of that, I think like it's just nice to compare it like that, because I want to see how long it takes these guys to get back up compared to how long it took them in Sky Pier to get back up after getting hit by Enel. So it'd be great to see how this goes down and how durable and how strong these guys have gotten since then as far as actually taking attacks. Because we've seen them dish out. I mean, this chapter showed people dishing out. But tanking, we want to see that. We want to see that happen. But anyway, jumping over straight to Killer, it seems that, I mean, I wasn't sure what was going on. I mean, I'm pretty sure that no one ever thought that Killer sliced Kaido right in half. No one thought that. But it was a bit confusing to look at and wonder what's going on. Because at the same time, like I was saying in my reaction, actually go watch my reaction if you haven't yet. But like I was saying in my reaction, it doesn't look like he's actually like, you know, just spinning through Kaido. It looks like he's actually like, it looks like there's many, as much as this whirling, it looks like there's many different like pokes. I don't know. I just feel like that's the case. But at the same time, you know, this Scyther Sonic. It's confusing to say what's going on. Like, as much as people just want to say sound attack and all that kind of thing, I mean, I can roll with that for now. I need a bit more to try and understand what's going on. Maybe another attack of this variety, right? Of whatever technique this is. That Killer uses. I need another attack to just kind of, you know, understand a bit more what's going on. But it very clearly is not actually happening. It's more of a that's what Kaido's feeling, definitely. But what he's actually doing is unknown. It's really unknown, and how that damages you is also unknown. Is it actually damaging you in that part of your body without it actually touching there? Or are you just feeling like it's happening but nothing is really happening, right? Or nothing really is, like there's a bit of damage but not really. I'm trying to see what's happening. I want to understand this a bit, but I do believe that this has done, like, you know, quite a bit of damage to Kaido. I don't think it was fake damage. I don't think it's a genjutsu all in Kaido's head. I mean, if you watched Naruto before, just saying. But yeah, finally I want to talk about Zoro, because Zoro, wow, there's just too much with Zoro. So first, there's the whole this one panel. This one group of panels is literally going back to the debate of is Enma a power up. Now, for the longest time, I didn't even know if this was a debate. I just thought that, well, it's obvious, right? The answer to that question is obvious, but it seems it's a debate. And just to put my 2 cents out there, I do believe it's a power up. I don't know what definition of power up people are using. I mean, explain to me what definition where the contention really is with Enma. But from my perspective, Enma is 100% a power up for Zoro, right? Making him stronger. If it makes you stronger, it's a power up. I don't see why else it wouldn't be a power up if it makes you stronger. So, I as far as that, I think Enma is a power up. But as far as what's going on in this chapter, because not only did Big Mom say dodge to Kaido, or like look out or warn him about it. Actually, before I get to that, there's 2 other things. One, Zoro is like either hella slow or hella unstable to the fact, like, you know, he has to take his time with this attack because, like, he didn't even hit Kaido with all that. So I don't know what's going on here, Zoro. What's going on here? And also, like, with the damage that this does, it's kind of like if Zoro goes downstairs, like, who can really fight Zoro at this point? Like, actually, let me not say that. I feel like, how would I say this? Zoro right now has gotten to the point where it's like he's doing something that, you know, we've never actually probably seen him do before. Like, when he fights opponents that are on his level, right, more on his level, like maybe just above, like, he's got this thing where it's like his attacks and his speed, his stamina is all on that level. But now it seems like he's got this one attack which is up here. So I feel like if he fought King, right, and he did this to King, that's a wrap on King. That's a wrap. That's it. But to actually get this attack out, King wouldn't let him get it out. So the fight would be more or less equal. But if he actually got this attack out on King, it would be a wrap. That's why I feel like if Zoro goes down now, it's a bit weird. Not go down, but even fought anyone down there, it's a bit weird. That's why now I'm also kind of wondering about Zoro's matchups for the rest of the story. I don't know. I don't know the ways it's gonna go, but maybe I'm thinking too far ahead. Anyway, about the sword and the aura and, you know, Oden in that sword, like, I think of it in a couple of ways. Now, I'm not sure if, like, the sword in that one panel where he's got it behind him, if that's haki or it's aura. I'm unsure. Like, it's like Oden's aura, or if it's actually Zoro's haki. It's just not as condensed as that one image with Whitebeard and Roger. However, I choose to believe that it is haki, and it's just not as condensed. But I do believe that there is an aura coming from it. Like, but we can't see it, but there's an aura coming from it, which is Oden's very clearly, as Kaido states. And I think that that's down to either one of two things. One, it shows that Zoro hasn't mastered Enma yet, because it's kind of like, it's kind of still Oden's blade in a way, because it's just emanating Oden. Like, no one even cares that Zoro's the one holding it. I saw this one meme, not one meme, one edit of this page where someone basically said this is how Kaido views, like, that whole situation, and it's just Enma. Like, they just remove Zoro from the whole thing, because that's basically what's going on here. So I don't think that Zoro has been recognized just yet. It's more Enma that's being recognized, and maybe that's the thing where it's like he hasn't mastered it because no one thinks that is Zoro's sword. Everyone's just thinking that's Oden's sword. That's something to do with Oden. That's what it's to do with Oden, and the person holding it is irrelevant. Or it could just be a thing that once you've, kind of like with Black Blades, right? Once you train enough, like, it comes a Black Blade, something to do with haki and will. But it's kind of like, I feel like to some extent it could be like you have the longer you have it and the more you imbue your haki into it, it's kind of like a imprint. You know, a permanent imprint of your will is in the sword. So it's kind of like if you pass on a sword for generations, right? Then someone at the end, you know, one of the descendants is going to pick it up and feel like the aura of all the people who've had this before, right? Even though, like, each person along the line kind of owned the sword and made it theirs, you can still feel the aura of the last person, right? So even if Enma becomes Zoro's sword, you could still feel a bit of Oden in there. Or it's a situation where it's like, you know what, once Zoro owns the sword, then you stop feeling the Oden from it. You just feel the Zoro, like Pirate Hunter Zoro from it. I'm not quite sure which one it is, but it's very clear that, like, Oden's, like, will or something has, like, a physical imprint in the sword. And for now, no one recognizes Zoro. No one cares about Zoro holding the sword. But yeah, that's kind of it for this review. Tell me what you think. Tell me what do you think is going to happen next chapter? Are we going to stay here? I said we will stay here for a bit longer because this is not a place where you end. You know, you want to end where you want people wanting more, and right now it doesn't seem like that kind of a place. So I feel like we'll get a bit more. I'm not going to say the whole chapter next week is going to be this, but I feel like a portion of it will be. And from there, we'll see where we'll go. But tell me what you think. Tell me how you feel. As always, guys, like this video if you like the video, and subscribe for more content if you know someone who needs to hear the truth about anything I've said. Enma, Big Mom, Killer, everyone else. tell me how you're feeling about it. I made a video about how I think these guys' final forms will be kind of against Kaido and Big Mom. So go watch that. I put it out yesterday. If you got time, watch one of my other videos. If not, thank you for watching this video to the end, guys. This is King KZ. I'll see you in the next one.